Ended part one on a great note because I had to cut myself off because I'm saying too much because I'm a little high. I mean, no, I'm not. I'm nicotine pen. I'm stressed, honestly. When I'm stressed, I lose my filter a little bit, if you can't tell. So Psyduck, once again, health cookies, special attack specs, curse incense. So what curse incense does? Special attack based damage dealt to opposing Pokemon. Their HP recovery effect is weakened 30% for a short time. So if you get like Trevenant with Leech Life, it's 30% less effective, I believe. Or maybe if they're just trying to recover HP, it's 30% less. Either way, it's annoying. I don't really know the full details. Um, but it says supportive. Psyduck is not one I run XP share on because of Surf. So when you run Surf on it, you get very fast. So you isolate yourself from teammates because you have to constantly be moving. So you isolate yourself from teammates a lot with Surf, in my opinion. So I don't run XP share. However, when I go to assist teammates, I want to be good. So I want to be as bulky and do as much damage as I can, for one. And then two, to help my teammates, I want to negate their HP, opponents and team's HP regeneration. That's why I run it the way I do. I have three emblem sets. Let me explain my emblem sets real quick. I have three emblem sets. I have health emblems, movement speed emblems, and spec attack emblems. So for attackers, I choose between health and movement speed, and then for my spec attackers, I basically choose between spec attack and movement speed. I don't really do HP on most. Actually, I do HP on attackers, so never mind. I do still run HP on spec attackers anyway. Next one is Machamp, and I've had some really good games as Machamp recently. It's doing so much damage right now. I run both. My rule of thumb, I don't. Now here's an interesting thing about me. I have a rule of thumb with the crit items. I either run both crit items, which equates to Scope Lens and Razor Claw. I either run both crit items or I either run zero crit items. I never run one. If I'm gonna run one crit item at that point, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do either basic attack speed, so I'm either going to do Rapid Fire Scarf, Muscle Band, or Drain Crown. If I'm going to run only one crit, I will default to the other three items for attackers. However, if I want a min-max crit, I will run both crits, and then I will choose to do that sometimes. So Machamp, because of its damage potential with its moves, it always does such great damage that I'm like, okay, let me run crit on it, because one, I want its basic attack to be better. And then two, crit pairs really well with attack right because attack when you increase attack with the scoring item, you do more base attack damage, which then affects the Razor Claw thing, which means it ups its basic attack. And then the scope lens also has the same effect because it's the higher the thing's attack, the more basic attack critical hit damage increases. So sometimes I do run crit without attack right occasionally, but I will always run crits together. And then attack right helps the crit items massively, but essentially. So like to run attack right with them. So my Machamp essentially is pure damage, and then emblems I think I do health just to potentially make it more bulky to do more damage, but it's all about doing more damage. Really, what I should do is buy the fourth emblem set, put attack on it, and then put attack on it. Thought I was just doing so much damage, but I'm too lazy to do that. I don't think it's necessary. If I was gonna go pro, I would, but I'm not pro, so. Slowbro, I have like almost all the Pokemon by the way, if you can't tell. XP share, Assault Vest, Weakness Policy. Pretty self-explanatory, honestly. Weakness Policy, I think every time you get hit, you do more damage. So the Assault Vest nullifies special attack damage equal to 20% of its HP when it's not in combat. So I don't even know how good that is, but maybe if it's trying to flee, it does less damage. I don't really like to run Assault Vest in this game. But I do on this thing because it's just I don't Slowbro is not viable right now. I never play it. I would rather run Dirty Duraludon. But I'm feeling like showing you a play on the board, and with Doug Trio, I might have to. Here we go. It's time for the John Madden, and I'm gonna use my pink marker and smoke a little bit. So Doug Trio. Sorry, I pronounced it wrong. Here's my whiteboard. So let's just say, you know, boom. So here's my board, right? Okay, I don't think you can see this at all. I don't. Okay, let me get a dark marker. As much as pink's low-key my favorite color. But it's like let me get a dark marker. Then just let me get a darker marker. I got a lot of colors, so I'm gonna use a dark. Oh, I love red. Red's my second favorite color. Yeah, I thought about blood, if I'm being honest. Here we go. I'm gonna go blue though. Dark blue. I love blue too, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so here we go. Blah, blah, blah. It's very basic drawing. So let's say you know Doug Drio, you're supposed to play the jungle, right? Here's my board. Boom. So you can see, let's just say you can see a top lane, a bottom lane, and then that little circle that isn't filled in that represents the jungle. So, like maybe Doug Drio, you start in the jungle, but then you flex top lane or you flex bottom lane because it has tri attack agility, and tri attack agility is very good for lanes. So if you play tri attack agility, you want to be in the lanes with it. Whereas if you play drill peck, I think drill peck you really want to be in the jungle because it's good against wilds because of the way it moves. I forget the other attack with drill peck, but it's just Doug Drio is in. It's so good, honestly. But I never play it. That's the sad thing. But it's like I never play it on the one hand, but on the other hand, it's so good that it's just like it's kind of like you should. I should more. I should more, but I never end up picking it for some reason. I'd rather play Darkrai because Darkrai is super meta for me. Except like at Master Rank, I always ban Darkrai because I don't want to play against a good Darkrai. I'd rather play against a good anything else. Honestly, right now. Sorry if you just saw my thing I'm hiding. It's so ugly. Don't want to show that to the internet, but that's okay. But yeah, I kind of went over Doug Drio. I play HP. The same as before, I think. Yeah, health cookie, attack right, charge charm. So it's almost like it's the exact same build as my Charizard, except I think I play HP instead of movement speed because I just think its movement speed's good enough. It's kind of a false speedster to me. Whereas, um, HP, sorry, I don't know. You get the point. Um, Gengar, this is a build I probably will never change. Health Cookie, Spec Attack Specs, and then Shell Bell. Because if you. I have had games where I can essentially hex, like Will-O-Wisp or Sludge Bomb hex three groups, groups of three or groups of four. And what happens is because you're doing so much damage, you're getting so much HP back. I think that's how the effect works. I don't know. Basically, if you're hitting with a lot of moves, you're getting a lot of HP back. And it's just it becomes so good because like you can be in a group of three or four with hacks and you're just getting so much HP back that you're just taking groups of three or four out by yourself, 1v3, 1v4, hex, Will-O-Wisp, boom, they're all dead, and you have like quarter health left because you regen that much health, and it's really good sometimes if you're a really good player. Gengar's one. If you're actually good at Pokemon Unite, and let's just say you're actually a good speedster, if you're actually a good speedster, you need Gengar. And Gengar is probably the first speedster you, not the first speedster you want to get, but when you have games where you want to like really do something, you want Gengar because I don't really play Dream Eater, but that side still can fuck shit up. Sorry to cuss. I actually really haven't been cussing, but that side can really fuck shit up too. Dream Eater, I don't ever play, but Hacks and Will-O-Wisp or Hacks Sludge Bomb is just so nasty sometimes and has such high impact to the point where you need to have it and play it sometimes in your arsenal. Blissey, pretty simple. Rescue Hood for shield effect, HP effect, health cookie so that it can really tank sometimes, and XP share to be supportive. Enough said, it's not super meta, so you don't really play support that often. Mr. Mime is a support you can play to be less supportive. Rocky Helmet, Weakness Policy, XP share is what I'm running. I don't want to be over aggressive with Mr. Mime because of barriers, and then like you really want to play with your teammates more with Mr. Mime. Sorry, I'm a little irritated. That's how it goes, but so I'd like adjusting like whatever so much. But yeah, Mr. Mime. You don't really play support. Barrier gets really overpowered sometimes. Power Swap is actually very good. It's very all around because you can hit a teammate with it and have a buff on them and then hit an opponent with them and like nerf them. It's very, very good. In certain aspects, it's very tanky naturally and pretty fast and does decent damage naturally For a support, it does decent damage. I'm not saying in general, but like for a support, it does decent damage. In general, it does like not that much damage, but for a support, it does decent damage. But its offense is only 1.5 star for a reason. I'm looking right now. 1.5 star, 4 star endurance, 1 star mobility, 1.5 star scoring, 4 star support. 1.5 star offense. So it's not that offensive. But with Rocky Helmet and weakness policy, you get decent attack buffs, and XP should be supportive. Skizzer is one I have very little experience with, but I just run a basic bitch build on it. I run leftovers, muscle band, um, rapid fire scarf because my thought is essentially I'm playing this build when I think everything's gonna be chaotic and go to shit, and I don't want to have to like score and put pressure on, so I know my team sucks and the other team's good. So it's essentially just like I can play Skyther to really jungle or Skizzer to really lane, and even though we're probably gonna lose anyway, at least I know I had an effect with this thing because it's such an early game bug. It's a bugmon. The concept of bugmon and Pokemon that they evolve early. So like it can have an effect in the early and middle game, but in the late game, Skizzer's never gonna be that viable, no matter what it does. But it's good. I don't have much experience, so I can't really comment on it too thoroughly and closely. But unlike the Gyarados, I'm a very good Gyarados. Once again, health cookie attack right. Muscle Band, so those are the scoring, health, and attack items. And then Muscle Band to just make it do even more basic attack damage and attack even faster. Because if Gyarados gets close to you, and with Muscle Band, if it gets close to you after a waterfall or after a bounce, it's just gonna kill you. And then like if it's in a group fight and it just killed 2 people and it gets Moxie buffs, oof, you know what I'm saying? So like, and with your +6, a +6 Gyarados is one of the most overpowered things in the game right now. Its alt, what I forget what its alt is, but it probably doesn't even need it since I'm forgetting what it is. I'm blanking on what Gyarados' alt is. What is it called? Its Unite move. I call it an alt. I'm actually used to Dota 2 terms, even though I never played really I played Dota 2 a little bit, so I'm used to the terms. That's it's a MOBA. This isn't a traditional MOBA. It's a sport game too. But I've been drawing on for 12 minutes. We're gonna make part 3.